Hello, welcome to the Peak District, and in this video we are hiking, cycling and kayaking all over it. Enjoy! So, all of you that have been watching my videos for a little while will know that we were in the Peak District over Christmas, but unfortunately we could only come for a couple of nights. And although we did some awesome, although very cold and icy hikes, there was still so much in the Peak District that we missed, and so we are beginning today. We're doing it right now, and we are beginning today by hiking up to the highest point in the Peak District, which is Kinder Scout. You excited for that?
Yes.
Oh, and just quickly before we begin, I need to just take a minute to thank each and every single one of you who has subscribed, because I very recently hit my goal of 1,000 subscribers, which is incredible. So yes, thank you everyone. It means a lot. I've got many more videos coming out from all over the UK this summer. I mean, just in the next month, we have Peak District, which is where I am now. We have York, Northumberland, Snowdonia, Devon, Cornwall, just in a month. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider it. But anyway, no more stalling, and let's climb Kinder Scout, which I think is that one, over there. So there are many ways to hike up to reach the summit of Kinder Scout, and today we are hiking up via arguably the most popular route, which is Jacob's Ladder, and then we're going to hike down the other side via Kinder Downfall, because it's always more fun to hike up and down a different way rather than going back on yourself, especially when climbing a mountain. Is it tiring?
A bit, not too bad.
Not too bad.
But
hey, you can shortcut up there.
no, thank you, I'll be fine.
So right now we are on Jacob's Ladder, which is what you can see behind me. The actual summit of Kinder Scout sits at 636 meters, but today we're actually walking to the Kinder Low Trig point, which apparently has even better views, and it sits at 633 meters. So we're not quite going to the top. I apologize, but it's okay, because Ellie, you can just stand on my shoulders.
I can.
Yeah, Ellie, you look so small from this angle.
Disappear.
Now we are at the Kinder Low Trig point. It is just over there, and the views from up here are absolutely spectacular. We can see the city of Manchester just somewhere over there. I'll show you a close-up anyway. But now it is time to head all the way back down again, but at least we've got new views, because the next stop is about 1.5 miles away, which is the famous Kinder Downfall. Okay, so I've just shouted out the wind a little bit so you can actually hear me, because it is crazy windy up here, isn't it? We are now at Kinder Downfall, which I'll put some footage up on the screen. Not really a waterfall right now, more like a water trickle.
Not even that.
So much water. It's amazing.
Such a big water.
But as I said, Kinder Downfall is 30 meters tall and is the tallest waterfall in the Peak District. What you can see behind me, if I just dip up back into the wind a little bit, over there is the Kinder Reservoir. Shelter again. There we go. And when we get there, that's how we know we're getting close to the end of our hike. So this is Kinder Reservoir here, and this pretty much sums up our hike, because we are very close to the town of Hayfield now. So now we are going to return and rest
And have dinner.
and get ready, have dinner and get ready for tomorrow. So let's skip ahead. Okay, so here we are underneath Monsal Head. We've just taken a little bypass from the Monsal Trail, which is what we are cycling along today. We actually hiked across this viaduct back in December, back in the icicles. It's 8.5 miles each way with a total of a 17-mile round trip. And as I say, there's just a lot of really interesting attractions to see on the way. We're cycling to the town of Bakewell, and that's sort of our end point where we're going to sort of have a rest, have some lunch, which Ellie's excited about.
Yes, I'm hungry.
But there's a lot of sort of old disused mills, and the Monsal Trail itself is an old disused railway line, which makes for a lot of really interesting scenery on your ride, such as old sort of train stations and such. There's bike hire shops available everywhere, so don't worry, there's a bike for everyone. So yeah, let's get back to some cycling. Okay, so here we are in Bakewell, which marks the halfway point of our cycle. So 8.5 miles done, the downhill 8.5 miles must be said, and then 8.5 miles uphill to get back, but shouldn't take too long. Bakewell is a really interesting town, a lot of really nice shops. Which ones do you want?
Easy cones.
You want all of them?
I don't know. I'm looking. Breakfast jelly,
A big selection. But yeah, so now we're going to do the drive the other direction and stop off at a few more really interesting sort of old train stations that we saw and see what else we see. It's tiring, Ellie.
Not a tiny bit, not too bad.
Are you enjoying the views?
It's nice views.
Okay, so 17 miles later and we have returned from our cycle. As you can see from this footage here, this is the town of Bakewell, which I would fully recommend. The day we went there was a market on, so it was a very bustling town. A lot of really great shops to see there, and a nice little halfway point after 8.5 miles of cycling, which is very much needed. I have arrived at the station. Only an hour later than intended. Still better than every train in England. Here's some footage throughout some of the many tunnels that you pass through. I think there's about 8 or 9 on the trip. Some of them extremely long, some of them very dark. And you can also see a lot of evidence here of the old railway line and the old sort of railway stations, and even some old kilns and many, many more reminders of where you're cycling, and that brings a really historical aspect to the cycle. So that sums up our second day. On to the third part of the video now, and final part, final activity, kayaking. So today is the day that we are kayaking at Carsington Water, which, although it's not technically in the Peak District, it is extremely close, and being England's 9th largest reservoir, it is a really great place to do some water sports. So we are hiring our kayaks from Carsington Sports and Leisure. It costs £13 to hire them, each kayak, for the hour, but they also do a lot of other hirings such as paddle boards and many, many more. So there's water sports for everyone there. Go on, masterclass, how do you kayak?
Why am I not going forward? Oh, there it is.
What's your Ellie review on kayaking?
Good.
Such a great angle. So that sums up our kayaking, and that sums up the video. And honestly, I cannot suggest these free activities enough, and to be honest, I can't suggest the Peak District enough. It's just incredible. It's insane how different the Peak District looks in the summer compared to the winter, yet it still has this charm. There's something, it's always great to see no matter how warm or cold it is here. It's just gorgeous either way, and to be honest, I've wanted to explore again since our December trip was cut short back in Christmas. I've been itching to come back, and I'm finally so glad that we did. This is the first part. In the next part, we're going to be visiting Castleton, Lady Bower Reservoir, Dawes Cave, and more. And then we are off to York and Northumberland after that. So make sure to stay tuned for all those. Subscribe if you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.